Howdy fucking doing? How's it doing? I was looking down in the worst possible fucking timing.
Well,
So,
what?
go ahead.
Welcome back, guys. It's been a week. Well, it's by a week.
It's
now.
been a week.
Yeah, so
It's made his whole week.
I kind of get depressed now. That yeah, it feels like forever, and I don't like that. Well, gotta, as my friends say, take mental breaks. But yeah,
You gotta play a game of anal ring toss once in a while, you know?
I like that.
Oh, and for this episode, happy motherfucking birthday!
Oh yeah,
Which means, pull that bitch up.
All right. Well, yeah. How do you fucking do these? It's a Dead and Laughing show. Get that out of the way. So, disclaimer: the music is not ours, and the music is by
CANCERSLUG. The album is Beating a Dead Whore.
Yes.
I love that title.
And
we are not sponsored. It just tastes good.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Oh boy!
We're gonna open this bad boy. Give us a sec. Our guest today is Death of Color, and we're gonna have him on a bit. We're just gonna open this bad boy real quick, and then we'll get started with our guest.
Yeah. So once again, happy fucking birthday. That's from me and Ghoulie Julie.
Can't see it, like how they did makeup. But this says. What?
Open it.
I'm like, that's. Top spot!
Happy birthday, Tosspot.
Dude, I wanted this pin too! That's funny! Hell yeah, that's badass!
You're welcome.
Yeah! That's awesome.
Now, main event. Let's see how this goes.
Yay, trash bag!
Oh yeah, it's a big one. Here it is.
Oh, dude. Shut the fuck
Do
up.
it. Pull it out. Pull it out.
Pull it up!
Hey, man, I don't know what you got. They're plushies, Instagram. They're plushies.
Yeah, they really are.
Plushies, man.
Hey, damn, you got surgery all of a sudden!
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Ho. Give me a hug.
Hey, you're welcome. Happy birthday.
You're happy
You
birthday!
Oh,
Yes!
you guys gonna love that shit.
Thank you, fish. Dude, that's fucking awesome. I had no idea that was gonna be
Now
that.
you gotta buy it a bra.
Dude.
He really
Oh
had
my
no
god,
fucking
it's so
clue.
sick. Now I'm not lonely at night. But yeah,
Oh, fuck, dude.
let's get on with our guest. Ah, that's so
Great
good.
pillows.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Spencer's. You know what's funny? They don't have those on the website.
No, at all.
No, they're a new arrival at the. They were a new arrival at the shop.
Dude, all I saw was this.
All you saw was
All I saw was that, and I was like, oh my god, no way.
Now you got Lady Demetrescu titty.
Yeah.
Oh god, he's gonna build one.
All right.
Alright.
So we're gonna invite our guests. So we're gonna press the person with the plus sign.
If I could get to it. Excuse me. What the fuck?
And then Death of Color. That's the best gift. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Cheers, mate.
That goes for you for one too.
Oh man, that was funny. I knew you were reacting.
You guys are probably waiting as fuck. You're like, yes.
You should have seen when we actually got it.
What did they say?
Well, they were giggling, but the people in the store were giving us weird looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I walked over asking for it. They were looking at me weird.
So you looked it up, right?
No, we didn't look it up. We went straight to the shop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's
And they were right there above everything.
You know what's sad though? Eventually they're gonna start sagging. You're hugging them so much.
You know, you should just have that on throughout the whole episode.
You have to press it again.
Go ahead. Do it again, Joey. Yeah, we're trying to get them on. Go ahead. Put the screen on top. No, on top. There you go.
There you go.
I don't know.
I'm trying to get him on. I don't know what's happening. Yeah. Titties.
You're just holding them.
I love titties. I love
I wonder
titties.
what broadside those go for.
No.
Fucking Triple H.
We're
Not the
trying,
wrestler.
we're trying to get him on. Oh, 1 sec. Okay. Okay.
Oh, they want to see it?
Pin, a great pin, and
Now
Oh, they wanna see it?
on those.
oh shit!
You joined in the perfect
Guys.
time.
Hello,
Nice
bud.
tits.
How are you, man? How's your? I believe you're what? 3 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, I'm here in Pittsburgh, PA. So
Okay. Ah, nice. Well, welcome to the show. I don't know if you saw what's happening.
You caught him with a handful of titties.
yeah.
Yeah.
happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, welcome to the show, bud. We appreciate that you've been on with us. But yeah, I'm excited to see what's going on in your head while you do these pieces. So
I know you got some sick work. They're large pieces.
yeah. So let's start with your name and what do you do exactly?
My name is Derrick Smith. I'm a self-taught artist from BFE, Pennsylvania. Moved to Pittsburgh, and I specialize in portraits. I'm a traditional oil painter. No digital shit. Is it okay if I swear on this?
Yeah.
If you control that, pretty sure you can swear.
But yeah, man, just a trailer park kid made successful through the work of his art. So here I am. Yeah.
But I want to dive into that, man, because what do you use? You said oils.
Oil paints.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
Self-taught, traditional oil paint. That's fucking crazy. That looks really goddamn good. We're looking at the Undertaker portrait that you made.
Yeah.
And Undertaker's a tall fucking guy, and you're standing next to him. You look like you're not that much shorter than him.
Well, I'm 6 foot, and I'm standing on my tippy toes in that photo.
Oh, okay.
So I probably got myself up to like 6'3", but
Oh, okay.
Ah,
You fooled us.
and he's like he's an older guy, and he's shrinking down and stuff. So yeah, that's my most recent celebrity portrait I've done. So yeah.
That came out really sick too.
how was he? How was he like? Interacting with him. How was it?
Well, I grew up in the '90s, so he's on my Mount Rushmore of possible celebrities I can meet at my Comic-Con shows. So when I met him, he didn't disappoint. At the photo, he tries to look stern, like that. But at the autograph table, because I get all my paintings signed, and at the autograph table, he was very genuine, and he asked me about it. He didn't rush through it and stuff like that. So he's great. He didn't disappoint. So the 13-year-old of me was just happy as hell. Yeah.
A bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're just fuck. I don't blame you. I mean, watching wrestling in the '90s and shit, seeing him, yeah, that'd be fucking crazy.
people. You kind of remind me of him. Tall, fucking big, fucking all black and everything and whatnot. So you remind me of Undertaker.
Funny, in high school, that was a nickname.
Yeah.
Undertaker.
Oh
yeah.
shit! Well, there you go.
I don't know why.
When
he was just because I wore black.
When were you guys born?
At the end of 1990.
Yeah.
Literally, at the end of the year. 1990.
I'm 37, so I was born in '85. And
Damn.
anybody that comes across me like from the '90s Attitude Era, I'll always paint that portrait to meet that celebrity. Doesn't matter. So
Dude.
yeah, I was like I grew up in a trailer in the middle of nowhere, and my dad was broke as shit, and so I never got to see these people in their prime. So I'm I'm taking care of that now myself by getting a little piece of that back when I paint their portrait at Comic-Cons and stuff like that. So I'm kind of just rectifying these things myself. So a little bucket list kind of thing. So yeah.
Dude, you're 37. You don't look 37 at all.
Yeah, I don't sleep on my face. You know, I just moisturize. You know. No, I mean, I grew up like, you know, I'm like drug free. No kids. That helps a lot. So I always just grew up with a baby face, and I guess it's a blessing when you get, you know, later in life. But yeah.
Do you get ID'd still?
Yes, I do. Yeah. Which is great because, you know, each year you get older, you're gonna want that. Just get, you know, just please ask me for my ID so I don't feel old as shit. So yeah.
You have to tell them, like, aren't you gonna fucking ID me?
Yeah.
That'll be funny as shit. Oh god.
One thing I do is drink. I drink heavily. I drink at my shows. I drink when I paint, and you know, blast the music and just get in a headspace and just go for it. And you know, as an artist, I'm a dying breed. I'm like the last of the Mohicans with traditional artists. Everybody's moving to digital. And this next generation of children will never know the feel of a brush or, you know, watercolor or pencil or whatever. Everybody's drawing on an iPad and shit. And yeah, and that's why I really stand out to a lot of people, because I still tough it out through brush. You know what I mean? So,
no.
Yeah.
I mean, I do digital, but like it's really not the same. And
he goes both ways.
Yeah. Well, no, lately I'm going back to oils, and man, I forgot how fucking amazing it is to use oils.
Oh, you have? I didn't know.
Well, that broken heart one.
That was oils.
That's oils.
Oh shit, I didn't know that one. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just you can't compete at all with traditional shit at all. And I just got an airbrush machine, which I'm fucking excited to use.
I incorporate airbrush. If you look at any of my paintings, especially in the last maybe 4 years, I heavily started putting airbrush into my work to make things pop a little bit more. I'm probably more mixed media now. Like my subjects are, I'd say my paintings are probably 80% oil, and now, you know, 20% acrylic, oil painting and gel pen and stuff like that. So I really mix it in because everything has their strengths and their weaknesses. And I just, instead of just being a romantic, no, it has to be just fucking oils only or whatever. I just started to take advantage of what I want to achieve in the image. And airbrush really like changed the way my paintings pop out. Because I usually use airbrush on the back end of like the last 10% of my paintings to make things glow and to blend things better and get metallics into it and like sheens and chromas and all that kind of shit. And then when I take my painting, I use the highest end stuff I can. The highest end weave, canvas, framing, all that kind of shit. And then when the image is done, I have an automotive airbrush, and I gloss it to protect it and to make everything pop. Whenever, you know, that varnish porn kind of stuff that's been a fad where people just put varnish and
yeah.
And that's what you gotta do with the gloss.
Slowly spread it all over the place.
Then I
oh, what the fuck?
Then I
yeah, he doesn't use his hands. He just,
is that the right you're talking about?
He grips the handle with his ass cheeks and just goes to town.
No, I wanted to ask you about that too. Like, I could see the airbrush for sure. So I was gonna ask you, and I'm like, dude, that's what I want to do, and I've been wanting to airbrush for so fucking long. Even when I was doing mask making, I was doing by brush, and people always thought it was airbrush. I'm like, fuck, I wish I did airbrush. And now that my friends bought me the compressor and two of the airbrushes themselves, they only bought it for like $50, brand new, and I was like, shit, I'm fucking hyped and I can't wait to fucking use it. So that might even motivate me to make masks again, because mask making was fucking amazing to do, and people just trip out. It's not when I take it to an art walk or something, people always trip out because you just don't see that kind of stuff. Simply, it's even sculpting. I have friends that do sculpting, and they bring it to the art walks, and they're like, people draw more towards that sometimes because it's sculpted and it's different. So
yeah, you actually see it and like
yeah.
touch and everything.
Yeah, so that really appeals to me that you use airbrush because that's what I want to do now next to my art. So it's cool to see it.
It's just, don't be married to one thing. Whatever works for the effect that you want to achieve, just go for it. That's why I've learned throughout the years and shit. Everything has its limitations, but airbrush is a very strong tool. You can do nearly everything you wanted to do. But that comes along the way. I look at my artwork from like 7 years ago. I'm like, Jesus, what was I? It sucks. Like every artist. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you guys remind me of like I did a piece for Corey Taylor, and I painted all his masks that he's ever worn. Yeah.
I think I have seen that one too.
There's a shitload of metallic airbrush in it to make his mask peel away from his main portrait, and they all kind of just marry together better when things just smoothly gradiate into each other and everything like that. But Corey Taylor's the only celebrity I didn't get to meet when I painted his portrait for my hometown Steel City Con. It happens 3 times a year. Corey Taylor was going to be there. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do this. He's probably one of the few lead singers that has enough like subject matter where I can make it an interesting portrait other than him, whatever singer, it just be the guy singing into a microphone, and there's not a lot to incorporate until I like maybe go into metal. But he had those masks. I'm like, oh yeah, he had perfect painting. And my wife got the fucking thing signed. And she's like, she never listened to Slipknot, not once. I had dual shows, so I had to go to Chicago, and she got my Corey Taylor painting signed by herself, and it killed me.
Did you know that was gonna happen, or you kind of like?
Yeah, I did it anyway. Yeah, it's portrait. Thing about these paintings, man, they take. There's no shortcuts for the quality I do and the detail I do. That was like 120-hour painting. And I'm a romantic man at all costs, and I don't miss reveals at all for anything. But I was handcuffed to go to Chicago, so she's just like, well, what if he asked me like what my favorite song is or whatever? And I'm like, well, just say a hit. Just say a hit. He doesn't give a shit. And so I said like, oh, say Devil and I, whatever. That's one of my favorites. And she said Devil and I, and he corrected her. It's like Devil and I. I'm like, yeah, and she fucked up. And, yeah, man, I try to meet them. I met like 100 celebrities in my life painting portraits and shit, but they got to touch me in the heart on some level. I don't just paint anybody, you know what I mean? So, through my life, it's an interesting angle that I've chosen to do too. Only when I paint like a piece of art and I get a celebrity sign it, it's an angle from my actual fandom, and it's an angle to help people buy the thing as well. When I can just paint a regular portrait and people, it's fine, but the signature is just like now like an added layer to the painting that helps it sell. So that's why I do it. In the end, I guess I don't keep my own art. That's weird. It's like tickling yourself. It just doesn't work.
Well, in a way, eventually someone else is gonna buy the piece. So I mean, if it comes sooner than later, then I mean, so be. And like you said, all the stuff that the clown shit, the dolls, and all that creepy shit that I have, someone's gonna eventually own it one day. So, you can't keep it forever. So it kind of makes sense if people do it sooner than later.
Oh,
yeah. The way I set up my booth, I have my originals on the wall behind me, and I sell prints in front of me. And when lightning strikes and I sell an original, which is significantly more money, I sold my original started at like 550 up to $5,000. And when lightning strikes, then so be it. But at the same time, it's kind of a gallery kind of thing too, where I just want people to enjoy it. You know, I go through my Comic Cons, and if you want to talk X's and O's of selling art, you know, I crush my competition, not just through the merits of my art, but like just being genuine and honest with my prices and stuff. Because I started doing this shit. I started painting for free for people, and then I found Facebook, and Facebook was really negative. So I started painting things for people for free, and like their pets and babies and wedding portraits and stuff like that. It would just show up on their doorstep. Like it made no sense why I would do it. I haven't seen these people in 10 years or whatever, old high school people, college people, whatever the hell. And if they went through a genuine hard time, I would just paint their portrait or their pet or whatever. I knew that was going to make them happy. And through the infinite, obviously they're going to share it. And just through Facebook, I grew. I just started getting commissions like crazy. And with no master plan, I was just being a romantic, and I was wasting my talent just painting tits and skulls. You know, like, and so
giving the people what they wanted.
I was just going to use my powers for good. And then I had a poker buddy that went to Comic Cons a lot, and his house is like Candyland. It was just full of just everything fun. Like, he's just a grown kid, and I gotta check this shit out. So I went through Artist Alley at Comic Cons, and I just wanted to see if I could hang with these people, and I knew I could. At the very least, I could hang, and at the most, I can blow some of them out of the fucking water. So I gave it a shot, and I was quickly successful. Never had a bad show in 7 years. So, but that's through me being a poor kid with no future from, you know, being raised by my parent. I was supposed to be digging a ditch in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, living off welfare, you know, have kids I can't afford, you know, like cliche white trash shit. But
God damn.
no, yeah, I quickly just started just accomplishing so much in art, and being self-taught. Why I started in oils and why I'm an oil painter now is because I started doing Bob Ross landscapes. That's my very first.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
He's
He's a fan of Bob Ross.
yeah, that's big inspiration right there.
Hell yeah. Yeah, like if my house is on fire, that's the one I'm getting. But, you know, I started just painting landscapes with Bob Ross on PBS, you know, and I just graduated to portraits, and that's why I'm an oil painter now. There's no master plan besides me just being a romantic and trying to make people smile with a pretty picture, you know. So, and here I am now. And, you know, I find people like you, and like I'll do your podcast. I'll do anything for anybody. And I make it just being very real with people, and I don't price gouge anybody. And like, say I get Undertaker's autograph. He's coming to my show in 2 months here again, and I'm going to do a even better piece because I only had a week to paint that. That's what I could do in a week. Now I have 2 months. So I told him at the table, I'm like, hey man, you booked last minute and you're only here for a day, and I had to paint you in a week. It takes me like 2 months to paint something properly. He's like, man, what he said to me, he's like, man, I can't imagine if I gave you 2 months, how much prettier you'd make me. And I'm like, well, motherfucker, it looks like I have 2 months now. So, so I'm gonna do it again.
How much prettier you're gonna make him? You better make him fucking beautiful.
Yeah, the fact that you in your beginning stages, the fact that you were doing it for free, it's really unheard of for artists to do that. You know, it happens, but it's not really common. You know, people right off the bat want to make money, which you know, it's for all the wrong reasons. But that's pretty sick of you, just to, you know, just to put it out there and help somebody and to make them feel good and just to help them out, which is really awesome. I like that.
Well, what I would philosophize on this shit is my biggest struggle in my life is dealing with the selfish. And humans are inherently that. Like, if I say, hey, come to a concert with me, you're first not going to think about me as a friend that just wants to spend time with you. You're going to think about your entertainment value, how much it's going to cost, what band is playing, is it your genre, all that kind of shit before you consider me. So I work against the selfish at all times. So just how I grew up, man. Like, I grew up poor, and I knew what it was like to want nice things. So I'm gonna give people nice things because I can, and I work hard to do such a thing. So you have to start off with the right mindset that you're not gonna get any payoff from this besides maybe a smile or a thank you. It might be just thankless. I don't know, but you have to be a romantic in the first place at all to even have that give. You know, if you're not a romantic and you just can't fantasize about what it can bring you, you're probably not going to be me, and you're probably not going to make it, because you have to have some kind of romance in you to just be a dreamer. You have to dream. And I dreamt that if I give somebody a painting, that it'll change everything. I'll have a new connection. I'll make somebody be a human for a second with no facade, no bullshit, no negativity. I just get a genuine reaction for 1 minute. And that was worth 40 hours for me. So, and that's just through the trauma of my life and having perspective. Perspective is key. If you don't have those things, you can't be a romantic artist. You probably can't make it if you don't have something to say with your art. If you're just doing a flat image, then and you just want to make a quick buck, then good luck. There's 100,000 of you doing that. You know?
That's true. That's 100% true.
So you have to have something different, and unfortunately, you probably have to live a rough life to get that. So if you had it good, I think, and I've seen it, it's pretty good. I can presume that you're not going to make it because you have it so good. You don't have the hunger, you don't have the drive, you don't have the perspective, you don't have the love or the romantic thoughts of being a dreamer and a successful person through your art, and you're probably not going to make it if you're just doing a flat image for $1. It's not going to happen. You have to make it a connection with people. People buy my art. I even really liking my art. They just like me, and they want to support me and shit like that. And I have 0 family. You know, I have a wife and 3 cats. It's great, but I have no safety net. I reached out for the love of strangers through my art, and it's made me a very comfortable person. And it didn't come super easy, man. Like I battled the selfish and being successful and being driven. And I've big clients. I have celebrity clients and shit like that. And all what they tell me is that you're going to lose friends and family trying to be driven, because you start inviting in people's insecurities and their jealousy, and they don't get your mindset where you don't have loser speak. I don't say I don't know, or I can't, or tomorrow, or whatever. You know, it's not in my lingo, and I've worked out to do that. I wasn't born a driven person. I made myself one, and I had to be on Front Street with my shit, man. Like I had to just work on it to be driven, and I'll lose fucking everybody to get what I want, and what I want is the right thing, and that's to make people happy with my art. And if they can't see it, then so be it. And that's where we're at.
Damn, man, I feel like I gotta clap to that, man. I really do, because it's a really good one. Holy shit.
Then, I'm full of shit. I'm drinking. You know, I have a lot of time, you know, just thinking of myself in front of a canvas for thousands of hours to put this shit.
No, that's no, that's really inspirational, man. I really dig that. And I think that perspective, it goes a long way, especially coming from a struggle background such as, our family coming from LA, Hispanic backgrounds. Like it gets hard, and a lot of my art too comes from my emotions and the struggle and everything reflects on the art, such as that heart did, which is a skull that's dying, or a heart that's dying, that's a skull. So now I get it, dude. That I really that touched me, dude. I really like that. Fuck.
You touched him in a special place.
Yeah.
Not like Catholic priest, but you touched him in a special place.
What we do?
It made sense. It did make sense.
Well, I mean, because your background is
my background
pretty
is
heavy. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. So
I mean,
we could relate it, and I try to make art that's relatable as fuck. Such as I draw like Disney characters as well. I love drawing Disney characters, but I always draw them sad. I always like drawing Disney characters sad because you never see them sad. So
I've noticed that
people never. They're always
do.
happy. So I feel like people should see a sad Disney character, and it's.
So you're like that guy who made that giant Disney orgy? You never seen that piece?
No.
No?
No.
It's out there. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't look it up. Don't look it up. You will see some weird shit.
I'm gonna.
You know what? Look it up. Disney orgy.
I think I've seen that in the convention ones.
Yeah, it's an older fucking picture. I think it's from like, god damn, I don't even know. You can tell it's old.
Yeah.
It's like from a old animator. He did the whole thing because he was mad.
I'm gonna have to look it up one day. It's kind of traumatizing, but
yeah, you're gonna see Snow White with the 7 dwarfs.
So, where else have you traveled? Because I'm assuming you do travel for these big events and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. Me, because my product and my booth space is a pain in the ass to set up, I'm very limited on how far I can go. Because at the end of the day, I'm not a Marvel artist or a Disney artist. I'm essentially a nobody artist, but I beat even Marvel artists, and I beat Alex Ross and all that kind of shit in sales. But
Damn.
I don't chase follow. You look at my followers, it's not a lot, and I get PM'd or just messages like, how don't you have more? Like, oh, I don't give a shit. Like, when successful privately and publicly and not through online, I don't search for followers for validation. I don't bot farm or anything like that. I just let it be. And if they follow me, they follow me. And I can probably securely say that my 3,000 followers, whatever, are probably actually human beings that met me at Comic-Con and have works of art of mine and shit. So, when I'm not a big time artist that can pay people to travel for me and stuff like that. So I'm very limited. So I'll go to Chicago from Pittsburgh. That's as far west as I'll go. And then obviously Pittsburgh, Baltimore, DC, Philly, Cleveland, New York, and Boston that's where you'll find me. I'll probably do Atlanta for Dragon Con eventually, but I can only go so far with my truck and my trailer, dragging my originals and my wall set up and everything before I start losing money and just gas, to go set up at these things. Because in Chicago, where I'm at, that you're looking at, that show cost me $5,000 to do. That's a lot on the line for art. Yeah, but that's how much faith I have in myself to at least get it back. Because when I go that far, I love Chicago and these cities I go to. When I go to cities, man, like I'm focused on having like a good time. Like, I'm going to sell some art for the weekend. I'm going to go have a great nightlife. I'm going to go to bars and like fancy ass restaurants, like 5-star restaurants, and drink in the city. And then at the same time, it's pretty much paid for by my art. So if even I break even, I had like a city vacation is the way I look at it. And I bring strangers, like I customers come with me as booth buddies. My wife is always a booth buddy. Sometimes, I shoot her away sometimes and shit. And so I just have, like, I always use my opportunities to give. And I usually try to take people from the country where I grew up, where hope is all lost and culture is dead. So I try to bring people from my background to see what it's like to try and to be successful and to see a world that you would never ever see. If without art, I would never fucking go to Chicago. I would just never.
Yeah.
You can think, like, oh yeah, one day I'll just, take a road trip. That road trip would never happen, But now I have a really good reason. And it's one of the biggest, C2E2, it's one of the biggest ones in the country. And I get in without application because they see my work. They're like, yeah, you're in. I'm like, great. Let's have a good time. But still, it's a lot of money at risk. It's a lot of, like, putting yourself out there and just the anxieties of, like, I might fail. Like, I might bomb. Whatever. I didn't paint the right pieces. I don't have the right showmanship. Whatever. I think I do a lot of good things when I sell my art. I drink, I talk, I walk outside the booth. I'm not after your money. I don't present myself that way. I talk to people just warmly and genuinely. My heart's always on my sleeve. And so I'm always very secure that I'm going to be successful in my shows because I just don't ring people out. I'm not detached. So it's really interesting, man. And I don't even know how you guys found me. Did you just randomly find me on Instagram or?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how it happens.
Well, we get recommended a lot of artists, right? On our feed?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on the feed, yeah.
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 So
It was just pop up like different people. We're like, fuck it, why not? Let's see. Maybe this person. Depends on who we have a good feeling for. So we just hit them up.
Because we've had all types of people on the show already, which we're really thankful for, and people are willing to take the time off to talk to us, which is always great. And I kind of feel like it helps them too, and I would like for their audience to get to hear them and get to know them better. So I feel like it's always a plus, and it's always good. We've never had a negative interview or anything like that, and we met our past guests, which is fucking awesome because it's completely different when you meet them in person. The last event we went to, we met like 4 of them, 5.
I think so. Yeah, that was wasn't that split between Sons of Horror?
Kinda.
It was Sons of Horror couple, and then
The other one was
Wicked Fest.
Wicked Fest. But we met a bunch of them, and I feel like if we met you, dude, it would be dope as fuck, man. The fact that the interview is going this fucking good, and the way you're talking about their art and what you do it for, it's badass. So be able to get to see you in person would be even more of an experience. So it's sick. It's always sick. We've been doing it for a while, and we do enjoy meeting like-minded minds like us and similar backgrounds. So it's always sick to meet people and do these interviews. So we really do enjoy it. It's awesome. Really awesome.
Yeah, but I love it. I love anybody trying. I don't care if you have 1 follower. I do this shit. Podcast, man. Like that podcast. Like at the end of the day, man, I'm in the studio for like 1,000 hours, and you can listen to music so much. And podcasts get me through a lot. They get through. Like I just want some kind of random interest. It may only make sense to me. Why I would listen.
I mean, you only saw a pair of these. So, it's all good.
Yeah, man. You never know. I'll see you down the road if I keep expanding, and I have, I don't know, over 300 originals now in the world, and I have countless thousands of prints throughout the world, from Japan to the Middle East to Europe to South America, everywhere. And I send a ton of Etsy order prints to LA, and I've been to LA once. and that was
I was
enough.
gonna ask you that if you've been to California, but you just answered it.
So how did you like it? You look
yeah,
like you were just like.
how'd you like it? Huh?
Well, small story. I was truck driving. I was getting my CDL at like 23 years old. I was out of the Army. I'm from the Army. But then I truck drive, and then I went to LA for whatever stop, and it was just a traffic nightmare. It was cool to see, but I just went in these and we screwed up. We fought 2 hours to get out. We screwed up our pickup, and we had to go 3 hours back in, and it was interesting. But I've been to LA, I could say. So I'm about to go to Hawaii, which lays over in LA, so I can see the airport at least. But one day I'll probably be in San Diego Comic-Con if I wanted to be. That's about as close as I.
Yeah, well,
That'd be pretty sick.
yeah, that would be sick if we try to attend. Well, it's not invitation only, is it? No, you just pull up. Or
San Diego Comic-Con?
Yeah.
Well,
As a vendor.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. No, we'll try to make it, dude. And like I said, that'd be awesome just to actually meet you in person. It's always great to see our past guests. It's always fun.
Yeah.
Like
Never know what the universe will bring you because there's
paths are like this.
yeah, it's like
Man, we're gonna meet one day.
already happened. We're here. So you know, there's this one YouTuber, influencer, I guess, whatever. His name's Uncaged Games, and he specializes in like Mortal Kombat shit. You know, this talks about video game stuff, mostly Mortal Kombat. So I painted this Johnny Cage because of him. Like, I'm painting a shitload of Mortal Kombat. I love Mortal Kombat. So I'm painting Sub-Zero, Scorpion, all the classics and shit. I would never paint Johnny Cage on my own. He's a little boring to me. And but because I'm watching this random person I found on YouTube, he is only a Johnny Cage collector pretty much. And I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to paint Johnny Cage. He's close to C2E2 in Chicago. He lives in Michigan. And maybe he might come to C2E2. And he did. And he bought that original.
Oh, shit.
You know, and I'm like, he showed up. I'm like, I try to get through to his head. I'm like, you have no idea. You have no fucking idea how crazy this is. Like, I painted this at this show, and then you showed up and you got it because he was waiting in a celebrity line to meet Hayden Christensen, who plays Vader. And somebody told me, some random guy that already bought a print from me told him in that 4-hour line that, hey, you should probably go check out that one booth. There's a Johnny Cage you might like. And he did. Like, there's just so much crazy shit to get us to that point, you know? And and then I'm watching, like, I'm back home afterwards, painting another painting, watching a YouTube video, because he films everything that he does when he goes to Comic-Cons or buys anything. And I'm on it. And he features me. He PMs me. I'm like, hey, your episode's up and all that. I'm like, fuck yeah. I had to take a picture of it. Like, I'm sitting here watching me on YouTube of, like, this is like Inception shit. You know what I mean? Like, it was crazy. So, and then just trying, man. Just having a dream. Just fucking, as ludicrous as it is, just fucking do it. You never know. You know, me and my wife are huge Office fans, and we watch The Office like crazy. And half of the Office cast was coming up to one of my shows, and I painted all of them, 6 portraits, 400 hours of work, or whatever it was. I got them all to sign. I got a group photo, all that. And what spawned from it was Kevin from The Office, Brian Baumgartner or something like that. His last name's tricky, but he sent his manager out for me to paint his wife and him in Vegas during his birthday party and shit like that. So I got a commission out of it, just trying, and just because when I paint celebrities and shit, like, I'm just kind of like hoping I get a big break, like they share my work, and it has happened. Xavier Woods from the WWE has 2 originals of mine. He shared my stuff, and The Office guy. So it's just you gotta try. You know, that the biggest heartbreak of my life is I lost all my best friends when I started graduating in life, and they stayed the same. And I tried my best to bring them with me, and I could never understand, like, why won't you just come with me? You know, why can't you just be driven by what I'm trying to do and come with me? Do something you want to do. Follow a passion. You know, I wasn't born with this shit. I worked for it, and I just want everybody to realize that, like, you can do it too, and sometimes it's just accidental, and sometimes you can manifest it yourself or whatever. But you got to try. You know, my dad never left, the the recliner in a trailer in Pennsylvania. He just watched sports. He was a sports addict. He just died alone in a chair. And all my country bumpkin best friends kind of did the same thing. And to like get them out of it. Like, when you have friends that are just stuck in a way and they're seeing you succeed and they just want to be stubborn, I guess, or whatever, and just not come with you and not be inspired. It's tough, man. So, with successes of being an artist or a podcaster or whatever, I'm like, you're probably going to lose people that are threatened by going for it. It's heartbreaking that there's people with that mindset. I don't know what made me different. What like in my brain made me think differently than what I was brought up to be. But thank God, I didn't listen to music until I was like 19 years old. I had no idea. I was in the country, so you only listen to country music or today's hits, and it didn't appeal to me. I didn't like riding quads and mudding. I didn't like fishing and hunting. I didn't wear caps. I just didn't. All my man cards for the country just didn't play. I just so when I moved to the city for graphic design, which is digital artwork, that's you look up at Budweiser billboard, that's graphic design. I realized that I'm going to be dealing with fonts and digital art, and I'm a romantic and a hands-on guy. I dropped out with no plan, and luckily I found chicks with some money that put me at least on a couch until I found my way. I'm the unluckiest and yet the luckiest guy in the world. I swear to God. So.
No, I get I've lost friends too, and sometimes they have like this mindset that that they're just so stuck and so used to, they just don't leave, man. You try to succeed and do bigger things, and it's sad to see that your friends don't want to grow and or at least move on to better things. They get just too comfortable, and it sucks for them to see them deteriorate in that kind of toxic environment. So, especially families from like LA and all that, and you have family members like that, don't you?
Well, I can say it like this. My family weren't there, so fuck them. That simple. My family never really gave a shit. I mean, yeah, sure. They were the type of people like, oh, well, like, where were you? We tried to call you and all that, but like, bitch, we have the same number. Like, you never tried to call, don't fucking lie. We're going through issues, and as soon as you see us in person, and you try to say that, oh, well, I'm so sorry, I want to pray for you. It's like, praying is not going to put food in my stomach. So, shut the fuck up. If you're not going to help, then shut the fuck up. And just over time, since they weren't there in my life, I cut them all off. They basically cut me off. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm not dealing with any of you. That's it. Yeah. Friends, I think me and my friends, we just, I'd say drifted apart. Like, they went off to do their own thing, and I don't know what the fuck any of them did. The ones that I was actually close to, like, I don't know, they just do their own shit.
Yeah, and I've had friends that had other friends that were like that too. So I've seen it, and I've had personal experiences too. So it just sucks. It really just sucks to see friends not want to succeed or be, you try to motivate them and push them, but and then again, you can't help the hell that doesn't want to have the help either. So it sucks, dude.
Actually, the only thing I did have was like friends that like trying to do music because like I play bass, I play guitar a little bit. I suck with guitar. I'm okay with bass, but trying to do that with music, the friends that I was doing that with, they wanted to do something that already was done. Like they wanted to sound like Slayer, they wanted to sound like Pantera, Metallica, and I was like, nah, I want to do something that you don't fucking hear, something that you don't like, you never heard. As soon as you hear it, you're gonna know it's us. But they were just like, well, how will we do? Or one dude asked me, can you sound like Danzig? Like, no, I don't want to sound like Danzig. I want to do our own shit. It's like, oh well, I don't know. It's like, oh well, fuck you then.
Yeah.
Like I'm still cool with them, but it's like, it's not gonna work. So, fuck it. That's the shit I had to do, just with that one.
I had a question too about one of your not one of your paintings, but just painting in general. How do you start your process, or how does your process work?
I was about to say he's not gonna paint you in the nude.
That'd be cool.
I might. I do a lot of random things for no reason. So
Isn't he gonna message one day where it's just you, just
inspire me? Yeah.
Wait, what were you pointing at?
And I'm a whore. He inspired me. But shit, like you guys are interested enough to paint right now. Like I already thought about it. So
it's okay. So people think he's a clown. Does he look like a clown?
it looks like the Iowa.
Why? I guess I can kind of see why, but I've done this. Well, I've made this. Huh?
What he did right is he incorporated some characteristics of it as a clown, like the color and the triangles above his eyes and stuff like that.
Hey man, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I really don't know what you're talking about though. That's good. That's actually that was actually an inspiration for this clown. So you got it.
Gacy?
No, which clown? We're talking about Slipknot clown, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Or Gacy clown. Never mind to that one.
Whatever you want to cite from, but as far as like process goes, there's so many applications I have to fill out when I want to attend a show, and they'll ask this like process question, and I'm like, I always kind of, and these ones I never get in, like the smug art shows full of whiteys with a lot of money, and like they don't want to see my art. They don't want to see tits and skulls and roses and shit like that. They want like scenery and birds and whatever. But I know where that's money, so I tried because there's money there. But these art shows ask about your artistic process, and I don't know really how to answer that. I even Googled it. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So my process is weird, I guess. I don't know. I can just cite the stages of painting, drawing out your image. I marker it out, the lines that I like, and I figure out as I paint. My paintings take a long time because I am not a professional. I'm a self-taught person that refines an image to the point where it looks fucking good and good enough. At some point, I have to cut myself off, but I think I get it pretty damn close to what I want to do. As far as process goes, that comes through just like the shit I've been preaching about. My process, if you were to say process, like, well, do you get high? Do you drink? Do you cry?
No.
Do you balls? Like what's like? There's an emotional process to even get you. They even get you to do art first, and then there's the process of doing the art. So, and they're both linked for sure. You know, so if my emotional process leads me to an artist that just throws paint randomly at a canvas like Pollock and shit like that, then so be it. I'm more of a depression kind of artist. I only paint through I'm actually going through a phase right now where like all my battles are fought and lost or won, and I'm probably the most uninspired I've ever been in my life because my life is good right now. Like I don't have any wars to fight anymore. No battles. Everybody's gone or retreated or dead. You know, just so I always painted in my childhood being in a dirty little trailer, and art was my escapism. So I painted mountains and shit like that to just be away from it for a minute. And losing family or never having family, I always painted because I was sad. And losing friends and not having the friends I would wish would put the effort that I would have. I always painted sad, like, or angry. And life is real good. So I have to start painting happy, which I'm probably not good at. So, so my process is playing soft. I play fucking like heavy metal music, fast, like fucking house music, fucking, you know, just high paced music when it's loose and fast. I'm doing a background and it's messy and it's like, you know, I can just not make any mistakes and shit like that and go for it. And then when I'm like fine tuning an eyeball, or something like that, I'm in the slow, like sad shit, and just my music will reflect how I paint and my mood and everything like that. So it's just emotion, man. It's artist shit. It's hard to explain, and if you don't get it, you don't get it. You know, some people can you can eye roll me, or when I say the term romantic, you're like, you know, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and the process works for me, and my process, right or wrong, is making me successful, and I'm doing things that people can only scroll on their phones and look at. So I'm going to be that person that you look at on the phone.
Yeah. I want to ask something. For me to actually start painting something, the best time that I usually do it is late at night. That's always my thing, where it's completely quiet. I mean, I might have some music going, or I might have my headphones, but it's always been really late at night. I think you also do that, don't you? Really late at night is where you paint the most?
Well, recently my ADHD has been really fucking me up, so it's like, whatever the fuck is gonna happen, it's gonna happen. It's like, well, I might feel like painting, I might feel like just doing some weird shit. Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Oh, this is a most recent piece right here. Oh, if you want to show them.
Take it. Maleficent inspired?
Yeah.
That's what it is, huh?
Yeah, it's Maleficent.
Yeah.
I put her spell along the whole edge. It took up the whole fucking thing.
I can see.
For the whole spindle shit, it's all the way around it. I even wrote it and just like twisted the letters a little bit, just turned them around, and yeah.
Whoa.
Came out really well.
Your
She
signature
glows
on
in the
that?
dark, and her sweat is like, what the hell is it? Mod Podge, so you can actually feel it.
Feel it?
Oh, you can feel it.
Feel that.
Do you sign it anywhere? Is your signature on the front at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there in the bottom.
Okay.
Depending, I might put something on the back too.
Fuck, we're down.
I signed it back. I put a rose on the back, and I staple my brush to the back of every painting I do.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I wear a bandana a lot when I paint, and I take a piece of my bandana, I wrap it around a brush, and I staple it to the frame of the stretcher bars of the canvas, and then I sign it in the back just to give people a more personal feel of like it's proven. That's the brush that I use the most, and people dig it.
Yeah,
So,
I to have a like.
That adds more of a personal touch to the piece. I mean, you're already putting a fuck ton of hours, but then to go that extra step, like, holy shit.
And
you really want to leave a connection to the painting, which is, wow, that's pretty crazy.
a famous work of any artist, like a big like Picasso or some shit like that. Yeah, sure, the image and the painting is great enough. What I would be looking at for a painting is not just the actual image you're seeing. I'll be looking deeply into that painting to see a bristle, a beard hair, a cat hair, fucking something, a thumbprint, something like some imperfection or whatever. It would be crazy if I had a brush of Picasso stapled to the back of it or whatever. That would be to the moon. So, you know, I do that with all my, I use 2-inch stretcher bars. Like that's probably like a 1/2 inch or 1 inch stretcher bar. I buy like more expensive, like the thicker ones and shit like that. And it gives me room to really get it in there with a brush. And it's part of my selling point too. So if you do an original and you do something personal like that, and I leave the brush dirty, has like the same pigment on it, so it's proven it's that. And it has my thumbprint and my fucking dirty bandana. It has my sweat and cat hair on it. And more personal, and I flip it around and I finish the edges. I black out the edges and the wood. I stain the wood. And I sign the back of it and I title it and I date it. And then people, that's just like another 10% of a selling point to move the original. So personalize it more than just the autograph. I do the autograph in the corner too. So just make it as personal. And, you know, it has its limits. It's a fucking canvas. It's like add as much as you can to yourself into the painting. So your opportunity to flip that thing around and add what's you on the back.
Dude,
I'm gonna rub it on my naked body.
Fuck yeah. Well, tell them.
Tell
them. That is pretty crazy.
I've never in my whole life of doing art or anything like that much personalization into the just the autograph itself, to even have a physical, pretty much a physical autograph with the brush. It's crazy.
Well, to have
that much thought into it.
Piece of the bandana.
Yeah, well. that's incredible.
The whole thing is like, holy fuck.
That actually blows my mind to hear that, because I never thought of it like that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a trip.
Yeah,
it's a trip. It's a really trip.
You got to be smarter than the average bear. You got to be more thoughtful than the average bear. So when I'm sitting there for endless hours, I'm thinking of this shit. You know. Like, how cool would it be if, like, you took one of your, like, say you guys get fucking really Joe Rogan huge or whatever, and fucking, you take a piece of the hair out of your mask and you wrap it around one of your brushes and staple it to the back. That's just that little extra, like, thing that you can't buy. Like, it's just personalized. It's thoughtful. And, you know, I want you to have, you have one of my originals, have one of my brushes. I don't give a shit. Like that's mine now, and my fingerprints are on it. It's proven. You know, a lot of people look, because it's a digital age, they look at my canvases on the back and they think it's like digital posters that I printed onto a canvas. I'm like, what? So like it does
look really clean, so that makes sense.
yeah. I mean, well, one of my biggest challenges at show is I have to now educate people that don't know what original art is. We're getting to that age of people not even knowing what the fuck a painting is.
Yeah.
Everybody,
that's
it's different.
When
I haven't come across anybody like that yet.
When I see a painting, people trip out, because I get like super close to the painting, and I'm trying to see like the brush strokes and to verify that if it's real. And then when I find out that it's real, that I find the brush strokes or whatever indication that you can tell that it's real, I get happy as fuck to know that it's a real piece of canvas, especially if it's really detailed, compared to a print, which, you know, prints are cool, but the fact that it's a painted piece, it's really enjoyable to see in person. So people always trip out when I do that, when I get super fucking close to find, like you said, even imperfections or something crazy going on with the painting.
As long as you don't lick it.
I should look. I should take some paint, see if it's real paint.
Well, imperfections are what make people the best. The most interesting people I've ever met, and what makes me an interesting person, is I'm imperfect. I'm very broken. I'm a misfit toy on an island of misfit toys. And that's the good shit. Everybody wants to avoid imperfections, but you should probably embrace them. And what my art does, like all my paintings are flawed. I'm a human being. I did it by hand. They're not perfect. If you embrace that, and that's what, if you're romantic and you think the right way, and you have the right heart, right mindset about collecting art, it's going to be not right. It's going to be flawed, like the person. So it's the good shit. That's what you're paying for. You know, that's why I can sell a $5,000 painting, a $500 painting and stuff. You can appreciate that I suffered through it and that I'm doing my best. And the flaws that are in it are probably the flaws in me. You can just appreciate that, and that's what you're paying for. It's one of a kind, one in the world. And that's a big deal. And yeah, maybe I'm fucking nothing from nowhere. But if you appreciate that, that's why you collect art. You don't just collect that shit because it's pretty or whatever. You want to like the artist, and I try to educate people like fucking like when it comes to like image painting and stuff like that. There's a difference between how do I explain it? Say I love a band, but I definitely don't want to meet that band because they'll probably ruin it for me. So
They say never to meet your heroes.
yeah, never meet your heroes. But in my case, I'm there with it. You're gonna meet me, so you have to like me, and you have to see. And I'm open as a book, man. I don't hide shit. I'll tell complete strangers the most personal things about me because my art is important to me. It saved my life, and it built my life, and it's a big deal. And as soon as you get out of your insecurities and your hesitations of being you, you can just do anything. And I didn't learn that. I wasn't born with it. I worked my way through it like a workout. You know, like have this conversation. You don't want to, but have it. Expand yourself a little bit. Drink. Drinking helps. It's a social lubricant. You know, I give so many of my customers a drink. They know they can just come to me and get one and shit like that. I just want to have a good time. Like I'm fun as shit. People know I am, and I take nothing seriously to the point of nose bleedings and frustration. And at the end of the day, man, if I succeed or fail, at least I wasn't boring, you know, and I gave it my best. I work very hard on my pieces, and you guys obviously noticed. I refine it, and I make it as good as I can. Because when I put it out to the world and I fail, I can always say I did my best. I did my best on that piece. So if I fail, then I guess it's just the subject matter or my skill or whatever. I'll never blame my effort, you know, in my heart. So when you're when you're an artist and you go to public show, the sad truth of it is like a lot of them fail. Most artists fail at comedy.
And a lot of them did get discouraged, which I get, but I mean that's always good. It's always gonna be a thing. You're always gonna fail, and some shit's always gonna happen like that. So you just gotta push through it if you really truly wanted to do it. And because I know a lot of artists too, like, well, not artists per se, well, they're artists, but I have friends or know people that do art, and it blows my mind how good they are, but I don't know, something gives them, they get traumatized by something, they just don't want to do the art, and it sucks to see them not wanting to do it more and more. And for me, I want to see everybody at least draw one and see if they do like it or not, and, you know, just motivate people as best as I can. So, yeah.
Well, they say hard work beats talent every time. So if you have both, you're unstoppable. If you can do the work, you're not afraid of work. You can do the work, and you're talented. You are unstoppable. You really are. Because talented people will rest on their talent, and they can be lazy, and they'll just, you know, have like just the inhibitions of like a 19-year-old. Oh, it'll just happen. It'll just happen. No, the hardworking person will beat a talented person every single time. But if you have both, I don't know what the fuck you can blame it on then. So
it's like saying, you know, if you got moves to get the lady and you have a big penis, oh man, you're gonna win every time, man.
You know, a lot of baby mamas. That's what
You got a lot.
happen.
That too.
You
Well, it could be
time to pull out. You're like, halfway. Fuck! Jinx. You owe me a beer.
Dude. Well, we already passed our hour mark.
Well, I was gonna bring this up.
Go ahead, real quick.
Like I said, ADHD kicking my ass. This is what usually happens. So if anybody's seen a face like this, that's why. It's just some weird random shit.
What is it, like a house?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me either. And I'm the one who did it.
I get a beetle feel from it.
I don't know. It was just random. Literally. I started doing one eye and the smile, and next thing you know, it just stretched out to this fucking shit.
I'll get that tattooed on my neck.
That'd be sick.
Go for it.
Yeah. But, dude, we would like to have you back on, so whatever you want. I think we're open again. Yeah, I'm sorry. We'll have openings when again?
December. Yeah.
Damn!
Oh, yeah, we're booked.
Booked in December.
Hey, that's a good problem to have, guys. For sure.
Yeah. I feel it. Yeah, dude, this interview was interesting. I do enjoy hearing you speak your mind and whatnot and what's going on. But I'm pretty sure we can have so much to talk about if you bring you back on. Because I had a question still that I wanted to talk about, but that's the good thing that another episode. You're always welcome to come in, bud. So
Can't wrap lifetime of an artist and
yeah. No, I get it, and I definitely want to catch another episode. That would be wonderful again.
okay.
Like I said, yeah, and if we meet in LA or San Diego, that'd be also awesome. We grab a beer or something.
It'll happen.
Down.
Drinks are on.
Oh, sick, dude! Yeah, that'd be sick. I really want that to happen as well.
And the night's gonna end up you painting him naked. I knew it.
I
knew
don't
it.
get. I for a hot chick, but
did you get it?
Okay, that helps. But
he's gonna hold on to those. He's gonna hold on to that pillow when we meet you.
But anyway, that is it for today's episode. We're gonna have you back on. I guarantee it around December. Just let us know whenever it works around your schedule.
I'll doesn't matter. Like, you guys got a great look. You guys are just getting at it, and I hope all the success. It doesn't matter if there's one person. Save one.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah.
Just one. You guys are doing a good thing. Just being dreamers, and get yours. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Any shout outs or handles you want to put out there before we let you go?
Nope.
Just look him up. That's all you get.
Yeah,
Just look him up.
So that's the color
Print
of
off me,
death,
I'll give
guys. The color of death? Depth of color. God damn. Check him out.
Yeah, depthcolor.com.
Yeah, he does prints. So until next time, be clean, be safe, and
wash your hands, scrub your ass.
And just ignore all the dickheads out there. So
ignore all the dickheads out there.
Don't wash your hands. You're an artist, don't wash your hands. Keep that paint with you.
Oh, there you go, right there. Any final words, dead guy?
So also be on YouTube. Same shit. Press all the buttons. Why don't you use your fucking tongue? Anybody, just do it. Use your fucking tongue. Show this to the kids. Show this to their grandparents. Guarantee they're gonna love it, especially with that fucking pillow. Other than that, we do have merch. Go check it out on our Redbubble store. So what the fuck else? Let me see. I just drew a blank. Holy fuck.
That's it, no?
I think.
All right, bud. Well, thank you again, and until next time, be safe.
Woo!